God must absolutely hate Met fans. I'm convinced now. Yeah, I'm not saying jinxes. I'm not. Just must hate Met fans. It's incredible, unbelievable. William, I wish I could say I've never seen anything like this, but I have multiple times. This is so ridiculous. Look, errors happen, and it looked like the wind. I don't know. Carson Benj was having a problem with that ball from the time it went up. But come on already. Jesus Christ. This will be a loss because of Carson Benj if they lose this game. Hey, Rock, this is terrible. This is just terrible. This is torture now. Yeah, and now it's torture. What torture? How do you drop a fly ball like that? I know he was having a hard time with it. I have to tell you, Carson Benj has made some great plays, but Carson Benj has been shaky. He has been shaky on routine plays. I'd be happy if we got out of this 5-5. I really would be. And Ahmad Rosario, of course. Why not stick it up our more? Weaver, the tough guy. Let's see how you do. I got to tell you, I just this is unbelievable. I don't know what to say anymore. You know, I've run out of things to say because there's nothing left to say. What more can you say? A bunt that you had him, you're running in, it goes over your head. Didn't he ever play Little League? Brooks Raley? You can't see a bunt you're running in? You don't see that bunt's going to go over your head? I'm 9 miles away from Citi Field. I saw it was going over his head. This is a major league ball player. And I'm so sick of Chisholm. God, do I want him hitting the fucking head with a baseball. All his bullshit. This is absolute. This would be so crushing. Not that we haven't been crushed before. Oh. Good pitch. That was a really good pitch. It's outside. Ahmad Rosario looks totally different than he did with the Mets. Looks like he's had a face, some face work. Got him. All right, there's one out. Look, Weaver can really ingratiate himself with Met fans if he gets out of this. That was a good pitch. He went up the ladder. Circle change. And I will tell you, ABS challenge. I missed the pitch. That's a ball. Is it a ball? Oh, it's a strike. That's big. They lose a challenge. That could be really big down the line. I don't know if I would have challenged that. Bases loaded, one out, lefty against righty. There's strike two. I have to tell you, I'm at a loss for words. I know we haven't lost yet, but this is just the constant paper cuts. Constant. It really knocks the hell out of you. It gets to the point that you can't talk. Struck him out. 2 out. That's a terrific pitch. That is a great pitch. And that's why he's hitting 170 or something. You can't let up now. Volpe. They've run Volpe out of town practically. Okay? Just cleaning my screen here. Come on. Come on. Brilliant job by Weaver. Great job by Weaver. You can't do a better job. You can't do a better job. So great job, Will. He did a terrific. True, you didn't have the heart of the order up, but you know what? Still, your former team, they gave up on you. They didn't offer you anything. So it's big. It's a defining moment, at least for this little segment of the season. Because we're gonna have a lot of segments coming up. But this game, well, I'd like to get the run back right now. But this game, hey, Fu, there are a couple of things. First of all, the biggest thing, if you win this game, is you are assured not to get swept. And that's key. If you don't get swept, it was still a decent 6 games. Yeah, well, I want to see a run right now. I want that run back. And Benj, I have to tell you, he probably feels terrible. He's been really playing well over the last 15 games. So I don't know what happened there, but you just can't drop a fly ball like that. I remember when Luis Castillo dropped the pop up and the Mets lost about 17 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it was. Alex Rodriguez, I think, may have screamed or something, but he dropped a pop up and they lost that game. Let me see. But I got to tell you, this Subway Series, it's not for the faint of heart.
Castillo. Drop the ball! He dropped the ball! Here comes Teixeira! And the Yankees win! Oh my goodness!
This is what we've been going through. Okay. Benj, now you know he's going to want to get up there and do something. It looked like he lost the ball. I like Mendoza going over there. That's what you do with a young player. Look, yeah, William, absolutely. Look, he's played well. He's 2 for 3. He's almost hitting 240 now. He's been playing well. I will tell you this much though: he's made a couple of great defensive plays. Terrific arm. He hasn't been great defensively. He hasn't been. I think Ewing is a much better defensive player than Benj. Haven't really seen Ewing make any plays. Ball hasn't been really into him that much. That was a good pitch, that last pitch. Oh, there's say he hesitated, Rosario. He couldn't get the ball out. And that's what speed will do with you, for you. You can't teach speed. Hill is terrific. That was a nice play by Rosario. That hesitation right there. How would you like to have Rosario back? Wouldn't you like Rosario back to play once in a while for us? Remember, he got traded for Beltran with Jimenez. Rock, I'll tell you, I probably can't stand the Yankees more for what we've gone through against them. We lose a World Series. That is probably a lot of it, to be honest with you. You think he could do something today, Bichette? Oh, I agree, William. It's very hard to learn lessons. Would you, Foo? I'd like to have him back, but I not at the expense of Benj or Ewing. Though. I'd rather have them just for the sake that down the line. But yeah, the Yankees. We even got screwed in that World Series. Supposed to win one. Look at this. Ay, ay, ay. I thought he was safe at second. I guess not. He does nothing, Bichette. He absolutely does nothing. White Sox, huh? They're playing well. White Sox can hit. That's the guy, Murakami. Is that his name? That Stearns didn't want. What does he have? 73 home runs in 40 games? All right, Soto. This is your pitch, baby. Can you believe the White Sox are 23 and 22? What did they lose? 300 games this year? Come on, Soto. Another hit for Soto. All right. That's big. Got to get this run. Yeah, he did. Yeah, William, that was close at second. He had to stop. That's why he. Oh, no, that wasn't the play. And Vientos, every time you're ready to exile Vientos, and here, speak of the devil. So, look, this is nail biting. It really is. This can really, this game, man. We have to score here. See, this is what winning teams do. Winning teams score in this situation. Anybody need a lawnmower? It's a good commercial. Still, So, yeah, Vientos, look, for all the hate, and I'm guilty of it as well. For all the hate, Vientos is hitting 236. He has 6 homers and 21 RBIs. He's on pace for like 23 homers and 80 RBIs. And he hasn't even played well. Vientos shows you glimpses of why the Mets don't give up on him. You could see why. You certainly can. Why the Mets don't want to give up on a 25-year-old guy who might pop, and you're just hoping he does it for you. Bryce Harper, the fighting Phils. See, but none of this stuff is Mendoza's fault. This stuff isn't Mendoza's fault. But again, I was going to scream this. I was going to come on earlier when Peterson gave up the run in the first inning that he worked. Why is he still with this team? Now, he had 8 strikeouts. Peterson has strikeout stuff. Absolutely. But, he just gets in trouble. He doesn't throw enough strikes, Peterson. He's never ahead of the count. So, you can sit on the fastball. And he has to come over the plate. Okay, this is big, Mark. Don't make me a liar here. Stolen base. Okay. You think Soto's a little hopped up about playing for the Yankees? What did he have? 40 steals, 38 steals last year? What does he have? 3 stolen bases? His leg must be okay. That was terrific because Vientos is one of the slowest players in the league. So that's very big. What are you swinging at? See, I don't understand. What are you swinging at? I could see if it was deceptive. It's 4 inches off the floor. You didn't get fooled with the break. That was low to begin with, that pitch. All right. He got the run in. That's all he had to do. He went with the pitch, you see, instead of grounding out to the pitcher or the third baseman. Good at bat. That's a really good at bat, especially if they're a really bad swing. Because that was the best pitch he was going to get. Broke on contact. That was a nice, good baseball. And I'd be clapping too, Mark. Good job. 100 miles an hour. Our guys go from throwing 95 to 89 in 3 months. Simeon. This is not a good matchup for Simeon. This would be a big 2-out hit. Obviously. Oh, Soto stole third? Yeah, I guess he wants to get some steals. That's a good play also now because it's a wild pitch. Okay, 3-1. All right. So how you all doing? You all doing well? Ewing on deck. And send me in again. Okay. We got the run back. That's what I wanted. Get the run right back. So there we go. 6-3. And it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Hopefully they're watching the Brooklyn guy. Okay. We really need to win this game. I know that's without saying, but we really do. It's just it opens up so many possibilities, you know? 2 to go, Will. Absolutely, man. We got to do this. Let's go. And I will be doing the happy dance for you. Not telling you which one yet, if I get to do it. Don't do that, William. If you are sober, recovering, or just not either one, just don't want to drink anymore, don't do it, man. I'm very proud of you if you are. Keep it up, man. The Macarena? Yes, I did. I lost, Rock. I had the one horse. I had 1, 2, 12. I loved the one, and he didn't love me back. Yeah, not too good today. I never win those big races. There could be 2 horses in the race. Mine could be 1 to 9, and I'd fall out of the gate. Weaver, I'll tell you, great job. And as soon as I open my mouth. You know what it is when the Yankees come up? You sweat every batter pretty much. With the Mets, there's no power. You're not afraid of anybody but Soto. Here's a hitter hitting 190, right? See, a guy like Wells, you don't have to try to get ahead of him because now you have a guy hitting 360 or 30, so whatever he's hitting. I've noticed Rice's weakness. You can fool him with the changeup. He would not get a fastball from me. Oh, you're ahead of him now. How come we never get like a rookie like Rice? We get Carson. Well, Benj is okay. We get Brett Beatty. This guy's leading the league, or up there. Good play. Woo! Hello, boys. Are they going to challenge? I love when they do this at the challenge. Very nice throw by Vientos. I was holding my breath. That was a nice play by Vientos. Good turn also. That was a terrific throw. And then the pitcher covered, right? Weaver's a good athlete. Wow, is that big? Big. Look who's up. That was tremendous. He's not good in the breaking ball, Rice. That was a terrific play. Oh, what do you think if the Mets Weaver? Yeah, hey Mike, how are you? What do you think if you get Weaver and Williams close out this game? And that's what they were supposed to be doing for the Yankees last year. Yeah, Will, with 99 coming up. First of all, you're a nervous wreck having to face him with the tying run on, him being the tying run. You just pitch much differently to him. Fu, you know what? He was a starter. I think when he came up, he was a starter, Weaver. I don't know if it was the Angels. I forget who he was with. I don't think Weaver has enough pitches. He really relies on 2 pitches, doesn't he? Come on. Oh, good swing. Weaver, Weaver came up with St. Louis. Weaver started 30 games in 2018. He had a 4.95 ERA. Got batted around. And that's gone. No. Jesus, I thought that was gone. Yeah, in 1918, we were not here yet. 7-11, 3.89. No, 4.95. 7-11, 4.95 ERA. Walked more than 3 a game. Less than a strikeout an inning. His whip was 1.49. He was terrible. He went to Arizona, went 1-9, and 3-6. Went to Kansas City. Really turned it around when he went to the Yankees. In 2019 with Arizona, he actually had a good year in relief, a 2.94 ERA, a whip 107. He was good. When he came to the Yankees, 2.89 ERA, 3.62. This year, 4.15 and going down. His peripherals look okay. His whip is 1.2. It's not bad. He's not an elite reliever by any stretch of the imagination, but you look at the stuff and you wonder if he can be. Yeah, William, I have to tell you, I want another. If they score another 2 runs, I don't know if Williams will come in. But I don't know. Half of me wants Williams to come in to exercise the demons, right? And the other, why? That was very impressive, Mike. True, it wasn't the heart of the order, but still very impressive, especially when Weaver has shown control problems. Weaver's not not a great strikeout to walk guy. But look, he did his job. No doubting. Paul Blackburn, he couldn't get a guy out when he was with the Mets. Okay, here comes Ewing. Ewing's cooled down a bit now. What's he hitting? 200 now? Oh, he's making contact, though. I'm more concerned with young players making contact other than hitting the ball and just make contact. Because if you're making contact, you belong here if you're not striking out. The hits will come. Usually young players strike out a lot. He doesn't. He has a good idea of what's in the zone. He has a good eye. And many of those pitches he takes, it's not that he got fooled and he just couldn't pull the trigger. It looks like he's just He has an idea of what he's doing there. I know, Will. That's what I think. I'd rather have an easy win, and I'd rather have Devin Williams for tomorrow. Obviously, if you don't have to use him, it's better. Blackburn, when he came up, was good with the Mets for a bit. Look, a 4 ERA. Not terrible. Ewing should have dragged the bunt. No one bunts anymore. You know how many balls he could beat out? Probably doesn't know how to bunt because I don't bunt in minor leagues. A little anxious. On deck, Melendez. I've seen enough of Melendez. I really don't want to see Melendez anymore. And that's a tough play. What was that? Rosario? That's a very tough play. You know who's running. You don't have a second. He probably would have beat that out anyway. Now, would you have him stealing? Blackburn's not fast to the plate. I would consider it, especially with Melendez up. This isn't Soto up here. Come on, let's go. Oh, absolutely, Will. I would steal. Was that Volpe or was that Rosario? There it is. Oh, that's what you have to do. You use this kid's speed. There's no reason not to use his speed. If you get thrown out, you still have a 3-run lead. Good jump. He keeps on sliding past the bag, though. He's going to have to learn not to do that. Watch. A couple of times he's done that. Whoa. He's got to learn to not run past the bag. Oh, wait. He might be out. Yeah, I think he got him. His leg came off the bag. No, but right there, it looks like he went over it. He's out. You got to stop running past the bag. I think he knew it, too. He knew it. You can't run. It's unbelievable. Yeah, why are you running past the bag? He did this the last time, too. Jesus Christ. I applaud the effort because I would have done that, too. It was the right move having him go. Yeah, Mike, I would replace Melinda. Look, he's good at bat here, but I'm just you know, to me, there's a reason why a guy who's been in like 5 organizations, uh, you know, because what happens is, they play for a week or two and then they get exposed. Their weaknesses become very exposed, and then they can't adjust. Look, that happens. Ewing will learn. He's a rookie. That hit that he had last night, Bellinger, to knock in the runs off the plate. That would have been nice. First and second, good at bat. You know what I noticed about Weaver too? Weaver doesn't go all that crazy. Like he's a pretty classy guy. Oh, look at Soto. Look at Soto taking the lead with some nice. I like that. Soto taking a part in the festivities in the dugout. I like that. He needs to lead here. Soto looks much happy that Lindor's not around. Just want to check something I saw on the scoreboard. The Met pitchers have 13 strikeouts. He does, Mike. He looks much more relaxed, Soto. For my money, Lindor can never come back. I'd be very happy if he was gone. Bench went 3 for 4 tonight. Ooh. Bichette's hitting 210. Soto's up to 284. And again, the opener is Lindor. And the opener, Brazaban, isn't it amazing? He knew the camera was there. He looked up. If he were in a casket, he'd know where the camera is. Lindor knows where the camera is at all times. Wasn't it amazing? He happened to look up and the camera was there. Come on, Beatty. The Mets have these rookies. They don't interact at all, Mike. Soto and Lindor. No, I don't think I told you. Soto, the Mets were fighting for their playoff lives. I forget what game it was. A guy doubled in 3 runs to take the lead, and Lindor's joking around with him at second base. Soto kicked the water cooler and went into the clubhouse. I don't think Beatty's ever going to hit. Beatty will never hit enough up here. You'll get the occasional double home run, but he'll hit 225, 230. He strikes out a lot. Terrible bat control, Beatty. Luis Torrens. You're losing a lot at bat without Alvarez. People don't realize it. Torrens is a 190 hitter. I would venture to guess that at the end of the year, the Mets will have either the last or next to last production from their catchers. If I had to guess the production for the Met catchers this year, I'm going to say 10 homers and 38 RBIs. Hit 220. Because Alvarez is out. What are you swinging at? Why would you possibly at 2-0 swing at a ball in the dirt a foot off the plate? See, that's just a bad approach. But he laid off that one. 2-0, a much worse pitch he swings at. No approach. The Mets have no approach at the plate. Yeah, Keith was great. Keith has to be careful what he says also because he is working for the Mets. But hey, Wolves, but I'll tell you, Keith, I'm sure if you let him go and say what he wanted to say on there, Ronnie Darling too, and they weren't going to get fired, I'm sure they'd have a lot to say. I know, Will. You should, Wolves. You should shrink it. The Mets have too many slots in the batting order that are automatic outs. They can't afford. You can't afford to have automatic outs when you're 12 games out. Fasten your seatbelts. Now he's been great, Devin Williams. Last 5 games, 6 games, he's been terrific. Yeah, Keith is very old school. Yeah, I'll let you hear something. Let me find this for you. You'll get a kick out of it.
Hey, Vinny, how are you? Merry Christmas. It's Christmas morning, so it's cold down here in Florida. It's like 47 degrees, which is cold here. A big cold front came through. But anyway.
Yeah, Keith actually does say pretty much what he wants. Boy, do we need this. Two and out. This guy is 30 RBIs in a quarter of a season, Bellinger. Oh, good pitch. Oh, Judge looks like a video game when Judge is in the box. Come on, Devin. Oh, come on. No walks. Bellinger is clutch. Good ball player. All right. He's going to throw to Bender now. Bellinger's very good. He's actually better than I thought. You know what? He's not as good as he was when he came up early on when he was MVP, but he's a really good player. He peaked early, but he's played in big markets and he's won in big markets. You know, he's played in New York. He's played in LA. LA couldn't wait to get rid of him a few years ago. Let's go. Got him. There's one. Bellinger's looking back at him, and he's saying, like, shit, I didn't know you had that. Oh, that's the Bender. Goldschmidt can still hit against lefties. I give him another Bender. There it is. Until you show me you can hit it, that's what you're getting. Come on, Devin. Oh, I thought that was the ball's not traveling anywhere. A couple of those balls look like they were really hit well. Is it me or did Soto look like he lost? Does he look like he lost a little weight, Soto, from last year? I'm interested in what you think. I can't stand Chisholm. I don't want Chisholm. You know what? Chisholm's 30 every year. I wouldn't want him in the Mets. I couldn't stomach him if he was doing it for us. I'd be rooting for him to get hurt on us. Oh, just missed.
Chisholm the first. Answers to the ball. And let's take this one 63.
Okay. We get a big win. Very nice. Nicely done, Devin. Keep chopping, baby. Big win. Oh, the Met relievers did an amazing job. Rayleigh was okay. But the happy dance. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I got nothing to do with my life on a Saturday night. That's pretty sad, isn't it? But thank you. I hope you liked it. So the happy dance. Yes, the happy dance. The Mets win. The Mets can't get swept. That is the biggest thing for me right now, is that the Mets can't get swept. No sweep bowl, whatever you say in Spanish. They can't get swept. And look, we have a shot tomorrow. Devin Williams also did not throw in the same amount of pitches. I don't know how many. I don't think he pitched. I don't think 12, right? Pitching. Williams, 12 pitches. So he's good for tomorrow. Weaver, yeah, maybe for a batter or two. Rayleigh's not. Rayleigh pitched 18 pitches today. They won't pitch him till July now. But look, it's a big win. Ben's 3 for 4, 2 for 2 for Soto, 2 walks. He's on base 4 times. And look, we did what we had to do. Peterson, 4 innings, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts, gave up 2 runs. I guess that's what you need from him. 4 innings, 2 runs. It's not great, but it's keeping you in the game. Yeah, winning tomorrow would be tremendous for this team. First of all, for the team, it would be tremendous. It would be a 5-1 6-gamer. The Vin dance for the win. Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. I know it might be obnoxious and stupid and silly, but you're my friends. I do it for you. But I will tell you, Peterson's always behind in the count. That's the problem. Last year, the first half, he wasn't. But look, big. This is such a big win in so many ways. Because first of all, you can't get swept. Losing 2 or 3 isn't really that good either, but you can't get swept. Now tomorrow, Peralta, Rodriguez is starting for the Yankees. Okay? Peralta's has to give you 6 innings. I don't give a shit if he's got to throw 170 pitches tomorrow. He's got to give you 6 innings. Brazaban, no, you lost him, but we can make do. We can make do. I don't want to see Kimbrel tomorrow. I want to see Kimbrel on a bus tomorrow going to Syracuse. Yeah, it's like, I don't give a shit. Well, that's pitch number 119. Let him go. It's not 6 yet. You got to let him go 6. Okay? The guy wants 8 years, $9 billion. He's got to go 6 innings. You can't go 5 innings, 90 pitches, and want an 8-year contract. First of all, you should be embarrassed to ask for that. You're going an inning and a half more than Weaver. You can't do that. You can't do it. You have to start. Listen, I know the Yankee lineup is rough. Peralta's splits are okay. Okay? You just need him to come out there tomorrow and say, you're not getting me today. And he does have that mentality because you see, he gets out of jams, puts way too many runners on. Mike, I would think Wettinger, that's my guess. He would be the starter you'd call up that can go 4 or 5. He's stretched out already. You're not going to be able to replace him. Senga's not ready. I don't want Senga. I wouldn't let Senga deliver me lo mein. I don't want him. Yeah, Wettinger, I think, would be good. Yeah. Hey, banging that. Yes, dopamine. You just have to be happy. As Bob Murphy would say, the magic is back. You have to, Mookie. You have to just let it all out. And I'm letting out this excitement. Yeah, Senga's a head case. Senga will go to Pittsburgh next year and have a fucking DeGrom year. He'll be 19 and -1 loss. It'll be unbelievable. Yeah, 90 pitches is the new 100. I know. Senga, you know what? Senga has great. Well, Senga could be a closer, but he walks too many guys. Seeing that ghost pitch for the first time and not adjusting to it would be a bitch. But, my nail hurts. My sneaker has a spot on it. Fuck out of here already. Go back to Japan. Take Cohen's private plane. Well, Stearns is always going back and forth to Japan. He never brings anybody back with him. He never fucking signs a guy he goes to see. So the next time he goes there not to sign somebody, bring Senga with you. Fucking Senga out of here already. Stearns is always in Japan. Every time I hear Stearns is in Japan, how come we never sign anybody? He went to see this guy, went to see this guy. He doesn't Cohen see he's full of shit. He wants to take his wife on vacation to Japan. Oh, I'm going to go see these guys, Steve. Okay, here's the credit. Get the fuck out of here. Take him with you. Let him go. His fucking padded cleat, whatever he needs for his Achilles. What the fuck cares already? He goes for a massage. Well, of course. You think Stearns is getting any action here? Fuck out of here. I just think that it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But you know what? We win. We win, as Bob Murphy would say. And tonight, it's a good night to feel good. The Dodgers signed all the Japanese players. I don't want to hear, well, it's 5 hours less to get to Japan. I wouldn't give a... What do you think? He's flying in fucking coach on Spirit? He's on a fucking jet, the owner's jet. It got 9 couches, 9 prostitutes, and 9 bottles of Dom. You think he gives a shit? I'd want to stay on the plane more. With the girls on there, can we go around the world one more time? Oh, fuck out. Right? They're having a ball on that plane. If I was on Cohen's plane, I'd say, can you send my mail up here? I'm never coming back down. Bayonet, I said it. If Ewing bunted, he'd hit 450. He should just bunt. He'll beat it out. Who's throwing him out if he bunts down the third baseline? Nobody. They just don't bunt. They don't bunt. No one bunts anymore. It's incredible. Yeah, Mike, I'm sure. Oh, were you in Japan, really? Oh, yeah, Japan must be beautiful. My friend went to Japan with her daughter for what do they call it? Origami or mamami? What the fuck they call that thing? Where people dress up in costumes. And they went and they said, on the train, rails come up, everybody's in a line, everybody, incredible. People behave like fucking human beings in Japan. You think they have, you think on the train it says Vito sucks and magic marker on the train? No. Yeah, I heard it was nice. Do you want to hear something? This is a true story. When I was a broker, I spoke to someone at Procter & Gamble. They were designing. This is true. I'm not being racist here. I'll be racist for a lot of other things. Remington designed handheld electric razors for Japanese men. For when they're on the train, if they didn't get a chance to shave, they could shave right in the morning. They designed them too big. The Japanese men have smaller hands. You could check this out. I'm not bullshitting you. And it was too big for their hand. It was like they were holding a fucking hatchet. They couldn't use it. It's a true story. I am laughing. It's YouTube. But come on, you got people holding heads up. You're going to take me off because I said a Japanese guy has small hands? But you know what? He does. And it didn't work. Oh, the post game's on? Let's get to it. My TV won't even work. Everything in this room doesn't work right. This creaks. Pretty soon you're going to see me go down and break my neck on this thing.
Then for him to go back out and get 3 more outs was huge. So for me, obviously the bullpen, but overall, I thought we played a pretty good game.
How much more fun is it to watch one of your players do that, just contextually knowing that he's facing his former team?
I mean, And there's always that extra edge, but we've seen it with him, regardless whether you're playing against your former team or not, he knows the situation, he knows the game's on the line, and that's what makes him who he is. He wants to be in those situations. He's not going to back down from anyone.
He played real big.
He's going to go right after people, and we saw that today. Tony?
Just before all that happens, and Benj drops the ball, you've got the weird bunt.
17 strikes out of 19
Going
pitches.
through your mind at that point, you're trying to figure out how to get 9 more outs.
Yeah, look, exactly. But at the same time, that's the game right there. You're trying, it's a completely different inning. If we catch that ball in right field, it's, the hit by pitch, but then it's a different at bat, left on left with Jazz there. But look, I'm glad that guys were able to pick all the guys up, and that's what it's all about. You don't make a play, I got you, I'll pick you up, and we did that today. So we found a way, and that's what matters. Chelsea.
There were times earlier this year where Mark Vandrossel kind of lost at the plate. Now he's been producing runs for you guys, obviously out of the cleanup spot. But what do you think turned for him that's allowed him to do this?
Confidence. He knows he's in the lineup. He knows he's playing every day.
That's the key. He knows he's going to be in the lineup.
And he just kind of getting settled there. He doesn't have to worry about whether he's going to be in the lineup or not, whether he has to get 2 or 3 hits in order for him to be there again.
That's your fault.
Competition, you got to earn it. And he's done that, obviously, and we need him. It was good to see him, getting that double down the line, but just continue to have good at-bats, throughout. So we need him.
Ron?
Leads the team in RBIs.
That, you could see right away Luke was fired up. Was it his pitches and his stuff or the look in his eyes?
Well, it's hard for me to tell from the dugout, right? But it's just the body language there, right? And just, I think he hit 98. It's just how the way the ball was coming out, he was attacking and then executing the way he makes his pitches. Like he wasn't afraid to use the fastball, but then he used the changeup when he needed to. And that shows you right there that he's on.
Peter.
And then just to build off that, what did you see from Devin Williams tonight?
Well, we've been seeing the past, a lot of the last outings. He comes in, he's attacking, but he's not afraid to use the fastball. The changeup, obviously, we know that he's going to use that pitch. But yet, I like the fact that at 3-2, he was able to elevate the fastball to get Bellinger. But overall, using his pitches, attacking, executing, is good to see that. Joe?
2 things if possible. I know it's a strikeout, but I wonder what you thought of Torrens at bat. It's a 10-pitch at bat there, and then Rodon kind of fell apart a little bit after it.
Yeah,
it
was.
It was Torrens that made him
It's
ball.
something that when you look at the box score, he's 0-4. But the fact that as a team we kind of drove the pitch count up, but that Torrens at bat, was. I don't know. You look at what happened next, and we went from 2 out, nobody on base, to being able to, not only get his pitch count up, but being able to score there, on a wild pitch. I think not only Louis, but overall, I thought we took some.
Hey, Jose.
The other thing is you seemed really down.
You're right.
You seemed really down today. I wonder what a game and a win means for you and the team after what happened.
I think it means a lot to everyone in here, especially, I said it before the game. We felt it last night. Last night was tough for all of us in there in the clubhouse. But we came back today and there was a better understanding of the situation, and also the reality is that we still got a job to do. We got 26 big league players that are more than capable to turn this thing around, even though we've been facing a lot of adversity. So
Peterson's not capable of doing anything.
And play a game like that and get the job done is it's fun to watch, and it's good to see it from the boys.
Okay, Carlos, going back to work at accounts for a second. Carson saw, I think, 26 pitches tonight. Does that trickle down to everybody else? And how impressive is that? I know you expect that out of him in his skill set, but to see that from a player in his first week as a leadoff hitter.
Grinding out at bats.
340 over the last 15 games.
We're doing that. We're going to put ourselves in situations where we're going to be able to score runs. And he starts at the top with Carson. Feel like he's settling nicely at the top too. And
yes,
that's what it comes down to. Working at bats, passing the baton, trusting the next guy, putting the ball in play.
Yes, Jose.
Doing damage. And Carson, when you look at the past, I don't know how many games now, but he's in a good place right now.
What did you feel about Boone's challenge?
Either the way.
When AJ stole second base? And also, second question, following up yesterday's press conference, did you have a conversation about who's going to fill in Clay Holmes'
Oh.
starting spot in the rotation?
We don't know who's going to fill that spot. We gotta get to tomorrow. There's a lot of names on the table. Where we're gonna go with bullpen game, where we're gonna go with a starter. There's so many ways we could.
How many times you could go for the bullpen yet?
Probably tomorrow after the game. We'll see where we are bullpen
Wet
wise,
and
how we're looking for the next day. So yeah, there's a lot to discuss. And as far as the challenge goes, yeah, we knew that he came off, but for me, I saw Volpe with a whole foot in front of the base, like it should be an obstruction. But once they don't call it right there, you're not gonna get that call. So we knew he came off after that. So. Michelle?
How did you think Peterson fared?
I thought it was good.
Battled.
He gave us a chance. He made pitches when he needed to. I like the way he mixed all of his pitches. I thought the slider was good. The seam.
The Yankees like how he mixes his pitches
The
up.
breaking ball when he needed to. I thought overall he did a very good job for us. Thank you, Carlos.
And we're going to get
How is 6 hits in 4 innings, 2 runs a good job? Tell me. 4.5 ERA. That's a good job. I could give up 5. And I'm sitting here doing this. But seriously speaking, great win for the Mets tonight. I joke around with you guys. I figured you could use some comic relief. The only difference is I'm not funny. But we got a big win tonight. We can't give away games. And I have to tell you, I would have been on here. And it's not to make money. I don't make any money on this channel. It wouldn't be for views because my views aren't going to change. Get the same views for everything. But I would have gone ape shit. It's like it would have almost been better if the Mets blew that game because the bench for you guys. You would have been laughing your asses off, and that's something to talk about tomorrow. But I would have gone ballistic. I really would have. Because I didn't even realize what happened. And it looked like he was fighting the ball. And I have to tell you, Benj isn't as smooth out there as we were led to believe. He's good. He makes some great plays because he's athletic. But he's not that smooth out there. He has a ways to go. In fact, I believe so far in this short season, he's a negative defensively. Now, I don't know if they, the runs that he saved with those great catches, did they put that in the mix? I don't know if they can do that, but I think Benj has to. Yeah, I think Benj has to. Maybe Benj, maybe Ewing's here now, and Benj feels a little pressure. Who knows? But I think it's great. I think Ewing. Look, Ewing's going to hit 225, 235. His OPS is probably going to be in the low 6s. He doesn't have a lot of power. But he's going to give you stuff that you're not getting from anyone else. First of all, any ball that's hit within 100 feet of him, he's going to catch. And he's going to give you good at-bats. If he puts the ball in play, he's going to have a chance to beat it out because he has incredible speed. He makes the fielders uncomfortable, Ewing. I think Benj does as well. But Ewing makes the fielders uncomfortable. If he's on first, he'll make the pitcher uncomfortable because he has to rush to the plate a bit more than he usually does. He can hang a pitch because of that. He just makes the defense uncomfortable, Ewing, and Benj to a lesser degree. We haven't had anyone to do that. Nemo used to do it 7 years ago as a leadoff hitter. Alonso did it where if Alonso was in a 1 for 25, if you hung a pitch, he'd hit it 450. The Mets don't, other than Soto, have anyone that's really going to hit it 450. Soto's not even going to hit it 450. Yes, he has to work, Gio, on working his defense. Absolutely. I think, look, Ewing certainly, the first series, had a lot to do with winning that series. Yes, he has great discipline. Gio, I was saying it earlier. Did you bring a note? You're late. When a young guy comes up and doesn't strike out a lot, he belongs here. I remember when Reyes came up, struck out a lot. When Darryl Strawberry came up, most of you guys weren't born when Darryl Strawberry came up. I saw him. I was born. And he struck out constantly. Ewing is going to be, I would hope Ewing turns into a Lenny Dykstra type. I don't know if he'll ever have 20-plus home run power. But I have to tell you, if this guy has a 375 on-base percentage, 50-plus steals, 100 runs scored, he's going to have probably average 6 or 7 triples a year. Because if he hits the ball down the line, it's a triple, especially in the big ballparks. A slap hitter, yeah. But I could see Ewing 12 and 60, 290, 35 doubles, 8 triples, 55 steals. I think he'll steal most of his. I don't think he'll get caught a lot. If Ewing gets caught, it'll be getting picked off because you're going to have to make a perfect throw to get him. He's got that much speed. And he seems like the fundies, as Keith would say, he's real good with the fundies. I think Benj is pretty good with the fundies. I think Ewing is outstanding with the fundies. And it's refreshing coming from the Met organization that generally they aren't good with the fundamentals. Hard lessons, yeah, Will. There are going to be rough patches, but I will tell you, I think there'll be rough patches where he'll be 2 for 23, but he won't strike out 13 of those at bats. I think he'll still make contact. I think he'll still draw his walks. That's why you could withstand with him some growing pains, because I think he'll still walk. Benj as well. When you have guys that don't walk, Lindor generally doesn't walk. So when Lindor goes 1 for 28, it was 1 for 28 and he was on base twice. You know, a guy like Benj is 1 for 28, but he's been on base 8 times. Stole 3 bases. You know, he gives you something. But look, Vientos, for all of our screaming, he's on pace for about 24 homers and 83 RBIs. Think about it. And he hasn't started every game. You know, at the end of the year, I think Vientos ends up 28 and 80. You don't have a guy any other than Soto that can do that. No, on base percentage and OPS plus. The percentage you're better than the average player. That's what they look at now. You know, if you're a guy that hits 240, but you walk 100 times, you score 95 runs, an on base percentage of 365, 370, you're going to be a positive player. Yes, we have come from behind. I know it could be 1-0 or whatever, but we've come from behind more in the last week and a half than we had, I think, all last year. I'm being serious, unfortunately. But look, big win. Here's Mr. Soto.
Showing in the past couple of years, so it's really cool to see that. He comes in, show no fear, and attack the hitters, get the job done. It's really cool to see.
Could you see him extra fired up facing the Yankees for the first time?
I don't think he's extra fired up. I think that's who he is. I think that's what he brings to the table every time. I have seen him like that before in the playoffs, and they have a really
Soto looks much more relaxed.
So,
you're right.
That's all I can say.
He smiles more than he used
What do you
to.
think is allowed him to start kind of producing runs?
Well, I'd smile too if I made $50 million.
I mean, he's been swinging the bat well. He's just been a little unlucky lately with it. Man, he just...
Look, we win. We win. And we can't get swept tomorrow. If the Mets lose 16-0 tomorrow, they went 1-2 against the Yankees. And we didn't get swept. So, God bless you all. Thank you for coming in on a Saturday night. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, probably join in the 8th inning. I don't have a life. And if you catch it on a replay, enjoy. Be safe. If you're going out now, because some of you are young, not me, who is your daddy, Daniel? Be safe out there if you're going out tonight. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. And I will see you tomorrow, postgame. Be well, everybody. Let's go Mets.